afternoon and welcome to another edition of Valley Spotlight. Coming to you from the home of Jim and Toni Amey. In the back here, they have the Idora Park Experience, which opened this weekend.
Jim and Toni, this is the first time that Mike and I are able to see some of this stuff in person.
Yes.
We've heard stories for years, so first of all, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's our pleasure.
Amazing.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, cool.
It's our pleasure.
Jim actually worked at Idora Park, right, in the 70s?
Yes, I did. 1976, one summer, yes.
Yeah.
One summer wasn't enough for you, huh?
No, as you can tell by my illness behind us, yes.
There's so many different kinds of things, and people are going to be able to walk through and to touch and to feel and to see some of these memories in person. But where did it start for you guys?
It started probably in 1976 when I worked there, but I had been out of the area for decades and decades, and actually came back to Idora Park and walked through, and I saw the devastation after it had burned. And that's when it really hit me in the chest. It was 9 years after it had closed. And I wanted to start collecting things from Idora Park from that point, and kind of convinced her. She's from California, but...
You never got to go to Idora Park, right?
Not while it was alive. My first time walking through there was the winter of 1993.
How about that?
My goodness.
Your favorite thing in your collection is, I'll start with you.
So for me, it's the Lost River boat.
Why?
It's really the story that it represents, what Jim had to go through to get the boat, and then the people we met in the process and donating it and everything. It really represents kind of what this whole collection is, and what the mission is.
That's cool. How about you, Jim?
Well, there was a light fixture, a little porcelain fixture that when we walked through in 1993, it was over the game that I worked in 1976, which was a football throw. And when I saw it there, I said, I've got to take it. So I stole the thing. Idora was closed. I figured nobody would miss it.
Borrowed the thing.
Yeah, borrowed it. But I'm not giving it back.
For 40 years.
So to me, that's the most important thing that I own.
Tell people about this if they don't recognize the rocket.
This is something.
Okay, this rocket ship was not at Idora Park. The three that were at Idora, but it's identical.
Okay.
Made by the same company in Beaver Falls, PA. In 1948, it came to Idora Park. Idoras are in Indianapolis with a private owner. But there were three of these that went around like a circle swing from an 85-foot tall tower, and this little tiny door is all that kept you in. There was no seatbelt, and that was the side that leaned down so that you were looking at the ground, and it was fun and scary at the same time.
I bet it was.
Fun and scary. Toni, you were just saying you guys do talks and things like that.
We do, and I ask people how many people rode on this, and they'll all raise their hands, and I say, how many let your children ride? And several will, and I'm like, what are you thinking? There are no seatbelts. It's 85 feet in the air, and it's spinning around over a park over concrete. It's like,
You're way above
today
the
you'd go to
trees.
jail for doing that.
That's what we did. All right, the experience is open. We're going to talk more about it, but if people are tuning in, tuning out on this Sunday, tell them how to get here and what to do and all that great stuff. Or you can just go to the website. We'll fill you in on it in a second.
You want me to say it? Okay.
Yeah.
We are at 4450 South Turner Road in Canfield. And let's see, we are open from 12 p.m. till 6 p.m.
July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, and they're finishing up this weekend.
I know.
You guys finish each other's sentences.
We do.
And support each other's dreams. It's
We
wonderful.
do.
Yes.
It's a
We do.
wonderful thing.
You know, former Indians player and current Scrappers manager Coco Crisp never got to Idora Park either, but he is the manager this year, and we were lucky enough to pull him aside. And of course, the first thing I had to ask him, what's some cool Valley things you've done so far?
I haven't really been able to go too many places.
Yeah.
Being the first year of the league and trying to get acclimated myself as a manager, I've been spending a lot more time at the field than I anticipated, but it's been great. You know, as far as kind of seeing the sights, haven't really taken that in quite yet. I know my family's going to come down at some point. So when they come down, I'm sure I'm gonna be forced to go ahead and see the area a little bit.
Why'd you want to get into managing?
Well, you know, it's a little different of an answer, I suppose. Well, I love baseball, number one. I have 3 boys, one daughter. All of them are into baseball or softball. And the daughter's in basketball, which I'll give a shout out to her. She won MVP again for her high school.
Hey.
This was junior varsity MVP of the team, which was yesterday. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
When I moved from Palm Springs back into Los Angeles area, he was like, "Oh man, can you come, be a part of Cerritos College. And so I said yes. So I went over there and started coaching at college level. So it's just kind of kept stepping up. But for the most part, it's fallen into my lap, or it's just kind of been in place. Right place, right time, or know the right people, and just seems to kind of just keep developing, going one step at a time in the right direction.
You've played for some great managers. The people around here are familiar with Terry Francona. Are you able to take something from those managers, or do you just kind of want to be your own guy?
No, it's just, I mean, throughout my career, just learning and developing as a player, my thought process was to build myself the way that I wanted to be built, right? And with that came a lot of knowledge from other people. Some stuff worked, I kept. Some stuff didn't, I put aside. Yes, I do take a lot of what I've learned from each manager, being around the game and learning, you know, what not to do, what to do, and try to implement a lot of the things that I've gotten from Bo Mel and from Terry Francona.
You played for a lot of teams. Spent a lot of time in Oakland, I know, and won that world championship in Boston. But we like to talk about the Indians around here. So give me an instance or a time or a place or a play maybe that you remember fondly from being with the Indians.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about a couple, I guess. Number one is when I got called up with Cleveland.
First time
I just got traded over to Cleveland from St. Louis, and a week and a half later, the manager knock on my door and they tell me I'm going to Tampa. So my first impression was, dag nabbit, I got traded again.
Yeah, you know, to the Rays.
Yeah, to the Rays, and I'm asleep. My roommate and I were knocked out. It was early in the morning, so you know their response to my response was like shocking, because they, in their mind, they're telling me I'm going to the big leagues.
Yeah.
From Double-A, I'm thinking I'm getting traded again. And once I realized that they were talking about me going to play in Tampa against the Rays, then, you know, I got up, I'm jumping around, excited, call my dad. You know, it's just that feeling of, that's where I want to be. You know, that's where I've always wanted to be. You know, I made it. I think playing against Cleveland, I was with the Royals, and I think Asdrubal Cabrera was at second. Sin-Shu Chu was hitting. He hit me a ground ball into the outfield, and there was a flock of birds. It's like seagulls everywhere. And it's the final inning, runner on second. You know, I'm coming up to throw him out, and it hits one of the birds, and it ricochets off, and it gets by me. The Indians win. I'm just like, this is the first time anything like that's happened to me. So I put up like, hey, is that like,
does that count?
Is that interference somehow? Like, what's going on? And they're cheering, you know. So there's been some pretty cool memories throughout.
Can you imagine?
A flock of seagulls.
Finally, the flock of seagulls are back, right?
Are you kidding me right now? Out of all the things that I thought that was going to turn out, that is not what I was expecting.
It's a funny story.
Not even a little bit.
And part 2 of that interview is coming up in just a bit. Now, it was my idea to get Mark to do this thing. I don't know how it's going to go, honestly.
Me either.
Yeah.
Poor Mark. Thank you for sticking with us on some of these awesome desserts that we remember from when we were a kid. We'll have that with Mark Canzonetta in just a few seconds.
River Rock at the Amp is back for 2021. All summer long, we've got the greatest tribute bands around. Visit riverrockattheamp.com for the complete schedule and get your tickets online, at the door, or at the Sunrise Inn in downtown Warren.
Happening at the Idora Park Experience. Mike and I are having a good time, right?
I bet he was like a little kid.
Yes, and he is like a little kid when it comes to this one because there's magic happening here
This
too.
was all Mike's idea.
I know.
Where are you, Mike Case?
And I am the one that gets to do this today.
I think he's missing out.
He is big time.
He's missing out.
Chef Mark Canzonetta in
Lauren.
the Bistro 1907.
Here in historic downtown.
Test kitchen,
Yes, it
right?
is. Yes, it is.
A beautiful day, the patio, the umbrella.
I know, finally. The lights, the flowers, we're getting there.
This is something, right, Mark?
I love downtown Youngstown. Love being here. Love being part of the community of the downtown restaurant community, and we're just happy that things are getting somewhat back to normal.
Yes, slowly and surely. And if
Yes.
you're looking for a place to work and joining a team,
Sure,
we're looking
absolutely.
for bartenders, we're looking for servers, we're looking for dishwashers, chefs.
Just like everybody everywhere in today's times.
But I have to say that because we help you with some of that stuff
Yes, you
behind
do.
the scenes
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
But Michael's idea, as we are full swing into summer, was a really good one. You know,
It's great.
all those picnic desserts that you remember
It was one of
from
my
a kid.
favorite things growing up. He goes, Mark, what was the green stuff with the pistachios and the marshmallows and the pineapple? And I think Ron said the same thing. And I think it's called ambrosia. I never knew what the name of it was.
Me
My
either.
mom just made it and it was like my favorite thing because I love pistachios.
And I was looking all over for the bright green pistachio today.
They're really not bright green.
No, they're not, because we're going all natural in ways and parts of this ingredient
So
list
we're going
is
to turn
amazing.
Grandma's favorite picnic dessert, which it used like instant Jello pistachio pudding, and we I made real pistachio pudding with vanilla beans and sugar and egg yolks and cream and sugar. So it's real stuff. And so we're just going to turn it on its heel. Instead of using marshmallows, I'm going to use wonderful yellow sponge cake.
Okay.
And instead of using crushed pineapple out of the can, I'm going to use this amazing caramelized pineapple that's been cooked down with sugar and cinnamon and rum. So
Look
we're just
at
going
it.
to turn
Can
it
I
on
just
its heel a little bit.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
So, and then you're going to make a kid's version.
Okay, and you're going to make an adult version.
And I'm going to make an adult version because this is going to be, kids will be like, oh, what's that brown pineapple stuff? So we know how kids are. They're a little fussy when they see something doesn't work in their color wheel that they might not eat it.
That's okay.
You're going to make something bright and appealing for their color wheel.
Okay, so this is the kids one, this
Yeah.
is the adult one.
So what I'm going to do to start off is I'm going to put down some of this cake and I'm going to put it in yours.
Oh,
and then
thank
we're
you.
going to build it together. So you're going to put down this beautiful.
Is that
could
because you
use-
don't trust me with all the cake, Mark?
Well,
Are you
know,
doing yours?
Sometimes you like to overserve sometimes.
No,
That's okay.
me?
So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put down some of that beautiful pistachio pudding. I mean, just look at the gorgeous vanilla beans in there.
I tried it. It's so good.
And so rich
It's
and so decadent.
so
So we're
good.
going to have to chill this out a little bit when we layer it because it's a little bit, it's so rich. So now I'm going to add some of this beautiful caramelized pineapple.
What do you want me to do?
You're going to start yours with,
Oh.
This is actually, tell them what that is.
This is vegan-friendly whipped cream.
It's made from lentil protein.
Lentil proteins.
Yes.
And this is, we've tried this before behind the scenes, and I have to say, you cannot tell the difference. It's served on a waffle.
Our vanilla bean waffle.
Right,
It's
and
gluten-free and vegan as well.
It is flying out of here on weekends. It's unreal. So,
Yes.
okay, you want me to start with
Yeah,
this?
start layering that down.
All right.
As I'm going to put down some of my pineapple. And then I'm going to actually take some more of these beautiful pistachios, put it down. I'm going to lay down some of that vegan whipped cream on top. And I'm just going to give it that little swirl. Okay, flip the spoon upside down and just swirl. And then you're going to start layering beans on yours. I'm not beans.
I was like,
fruits and
beans?
berries.
This is made from beans, which
That's
is
made from
crazy.
beans. I'm just going to repeat my process. So go ahead and lay down your strawberries, your blackberries, your blueberries, your raspberries. Down some more of this amazing pineapple. Look at the color on that.
Yours looks
That
better.
just says well, it's this is
Mine
like an
looks like-
elevated version. So of course, I'm gonna put down some more of that lentil cream. And I can't
Holy-
believe I'm saying lentil cream.
And you would not even know it.
I know.
I know that there are people that watch this show and they're like, she has to say that because, you know, they're friends and stuff. That is not true. I mean, we are friends, but I do not have to say that, and it is remarkably
Speckle a little
good.
bit. Again, that beautiful pineapple. I'm just gonna do, you know, the Emerald Lagasse and bam it. And look at that. How beautiful is that? And that's the grown-up version of ambrosia, Ron.
There you have it. We are going to have, what are we going to do next on Pesto Sauce Kitchen?
We are going to do grown-up floats, and we're going to do kiddie floats with different sodas.
Wowee.
And we got the ice cream from Max at Cockeye Creamery
And-
on the west side of Warren. I'm so proud of those guys.
Oh, my
His father,
gosh.
Eric, killing it with Cockeye Barbecue, right next to where I used to grow up and live.
Mm-hmm.
So just so proud of those guys that they've killed it on the west side of Warren. Just really
And
hit
there's
home
a
run.
reason, because it's so good, it's worth sending a postcard. Anyway, we'll be back.
Well, that went a little better than I thought it would.
It always does.
He's good. He's
you
that
and
good.
your big ideas.
I know I try to stump him sometimes, and it doesn't always work out.
Oh, goodness. More on this in just a few minutes from
right.
the Idora Park Experience. But first, Michael, it is perennial season. Did you know?
I thought it was turtle season. I'm sitting in a big turtle, for heaven's sakes. No, yes, I did. I did know.
And at Angiuli's Farm Market out there in Canfield, it's blooming. It's so beautiful, and they have such great stock. So take a look at this. Well, it doesn't matter if the sun is out or it's got a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful day at Angiuli's Farm Market. Carl,
Yes.
nice to see
Good
you.
to see you.
I feel like it's been so long.
It's been a little while. It's been a long winter.
You've been hanging out with Michael for way too long.
Been hanging with him.
I had
He's
to
good.
I had to get my butt out here.
He's entertaining.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And so are you guys when it comes to being a wealth of knowledge for our plants and our gardens and everything. We've learned so much with you guys over this past year. But now it's time to start paying attention to what could come back next year.
Yes, perennials. It's that time of year. The garden center, we've got lots of beautiful perennials that are starting to bloom. You've got your annuals planted, you got your garden planted. Now it's time to come back and say, hey, I want something that will be here for years to come. And we've got a great selection.
And I was asking him off camera just before we started this about some of the hardier plants, the ones that are going to withstand, you know, if you don't get to water it every single day, or if you leave on vacation in the middle of summer and you come back in a week, like,
Yes.
is it going to be okay when I get home?
It's going to be okay, yes. And we've got, perennials are great for that. You know, you get them planted and give them a couple shots of good water a couple times, and then just don't worry about it. And a lot of things now are reblooming perennials. And like we've got this salvia, we've got a white veronica. Those are great things that bring in your bees and your pollinators and
yeah, the bees, the hummingbirds.
The echinaceas, that's starting to bloom now. The hummingbirds love this stuff.
That is.
And it's a hardy, you know, put it in full sun, it goes dry, it's drought tolerant, it's excellent.
These are really, really beautiful options.
Bee balm is great, kind of brings the hummingbirds around and the butterflies, but keeps the mosquitoes away. It's a
This
nice,
one?
Yes, it's a purple. We got purple and pink, I think, around here.
You're kidding me.
It is really, really nice.
So this keeps mosquitoes away?
Yes, it's fragrant, and they don't like it's like a lemony,
It smells like
citrus, minty flavor. Yes, it's cool.
This is very, very nice.
Yeah, it's very popular. It's in full bloom right now. A lot of it's full bloom, like this one here is in full bloom. You just pinch these off and it reblooms.
Wow.
Same thing with your salvia, your veronicas, your echinaceas. You just pinch those blooms that are deadheaded and they'll keep reblooming. And we got this native geranium, which it already bloomed. You clean it up and it will start shooting flowers again. So this one's nice. It attracts it's a native plant. Brings in the butterflies. They love it. The big monarchs, butterflies come and visit this plant here, and it'll get nice dark green, and it's a really great perennial. So it's perennial season here at the farm.
I really love seeing some of the stuff that they have here at Angiuli's Farm Market that you don't see every day. Like I don't even know what this is called.
Coral bells, but a different color, caramel coral bells.
How do you guys go about choosing what you sell and what you don't sell?
Yes,
I would think that you would be.
It's a fun little thing. And then this is something you don't see. This is actually an oregano plant that makes a flower. So you can use it culinary, or it's not as strong as your regular oregano, but it has a nice pinkish flower that comes on top of it. And it's really drought resistant, will come up every year. And it's a fun plant. We saw a lot of this one here.
You wouldn't even think that that's what it was.
Right.
You wouldn't even think that.
It's one of them things. It's a perennial that you can use every day.
You can use inside,
cooking.
outside,
Yes.
and love to see what it's going to look like too. One more question before we go. I know we're running out of time, but this little guy right here, I have to say, I've never seen anything that looks quite like this.
Yeah, this is a great plant. It's Sweet Kate. We sell a little bit of this, and it flowers, continually flowers. It's got this cool color leaves on it, and then the blue flowers, and they'll continue to bloom all summer.
The shapes of these flowers are just so dainty and so
it's
perfect.
grass-like, and it loves to just bloom all summer long, and it does attract the butterflies and the pollinators, the bees.
That's what
the
we want.
honeybees.
We
Yes.
want to be friends with them.
Yes, we do.
We do. All right, Carl, give them the hours out here. You guys have a brand new paved parking lot too. So for folks that have been out here before, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's changed since last year, and
Very
we
good.
try to make improvements every year. So right now we're running 9 to 6 every day. Sunday is 9 to 5.
Very good. Thanks for being a part of Valley Spotlight.
Well, thank you for having us on.
We couldn't do it without you.
We love it.
The selection's great. There's so many different types of things out there.
I walked in there and I wanted all of it.
Guess when they start planting?
I don't know.
Like now.
For next year.
They start planting like right now.
That's how good.
This is their slow time. Can you believe that? Anyway,
cool.
So many different types of things to talk about on this show today, and we're right here at the Idora Park Experience. But Mike, we're having a great time, right?
We're having a great time, and we'll show you around a little bit when we come back.
The Major League affiliated Mahoning Valley Scrappers are back. Bring the family back for buck nights, great giveaways, weekend fireworks, and even more fun than ever. We can't wait to see you. Tickets, sponsorship, info, and more at
mvscrappers.com.
Welcome back to the Idora Park Experience. You Youngstown people.
I know.
You love this stuff,
I
huh?
never got to go. I'm a little bummed that my mom and dad didn't take us out here. We weren't that far away.
I have fond
you know?
memories of a place called Kittyland up in Chicago, very similar to this, but I have to admit, people have Idora Park memories for years and years and generations, and it's just cool to be able to make new memories with all this great stuff. The Tilt-A-Whirl's never looked better, huh, Mike?
If you didn't get out here this weekend, there's one more chance this summer, Thursday, Friday, through the weekend, next weekend, the 4th of July weekend.
And that's it.
That's it. You know what? We during the pandemic, we had shortages of toilet paper, sometimes gas, Pygmy Goats.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
You're kidding me.
I found a family that sells Pygmy Goats. They say the same thing. You'll have to take a look.
We have turkeys, 3 different kinds. We have peafowl, a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, I can hear them speaking up right now.
Yeah.
Denise Fieldhouse and her husband and son do have a lot to choose from. It was my first chance to see a peacock, and the first time in front of a pygmy goat.
This is a pygmy goat. Yes,
Okay.
he is registered. His name is Fieldhouse Pygmies, Savannah's Murphy, as a matter of fact.
Okay. The Fieldhouses have made a name for themselves in the goat business.
No, we primarily stuck with the pygmies. We dabbled in a couple other breeds, but that was very short-lived.
Why is that important? Well, these little guys and gals have become very popular during the pandemic. In fact, they can't keep them in stock.
We've really never had a problem getting rid of them. We always have a waiting list. It's just awesome too.
And part of it is because they're great for the 4-H kids to show.
First place,
First place for what?
Elena.
Elena? Is that the name of the goat? What's so great about this goat?
It's the tamest goat.
That's the grand champion from the fair in Worcester, a purple ribbon winner. But apparently us city folk are buying the goats too.
They're easy to take care of. You know, we tell everyone you'll like it as much or more, and then, you know, the family dog, and they call us back and say, we thought you were crazy, but you were right.
And why are pygmy goats so good? Other than they're as cute as can be.
A shorter, more cobby, broader type of a goat. They're more for a pet versus the dairy goat, which is primarily for their milk. And then there's also boer goats, which are for meat.
Here they come.
A goat makes an excellent pet.
Okay.
And it's especially good for 4-H children because it's small. They can manage them versus maybe a cow, a horse, a larger animal.
The Fieldhouse family is breeding more as we speak. So they're sold out for now, but there will be more in the fall. So if you're not kidding and you want to get one, here's what you need to know.
It is a farm animal, so they do better being outside. You don't need to put them in your garage and put them in a kennel and tarp it all up and keep them really warm. No, they can be outside in, like we have a pasture, a simple hut, something like that. not that much to take care of them. They eat hay, they eat grain, and a bucket of water, and you're good to go.
And you're good to go. If you'd like to check them out, you can find them on Facebook. Fieldhouse Pygmy Goats are on there, and they're right on, I think it's 558 in Columbiana, North Lima, in that area down there.
Who wouldn't want to go out there?
It was fun. It was really cool, and I got to pet. I don't think I've ever petted a goat.
Really?
Yeah. Now I have.
You are living.
I also saw a peacock.
You are living the life, Michael.
I know. It's pretty good.
All these things.
All right, time for Perfectly Plated.
We are going to take a look back at Springfield Grill, at one of the favorite things on that restaurant. As we know, our restaurant partners at Steel Light make this possible. And Springfield Grill, Michael, have you ever had a bad meal there?
Nope.
Not even
Always good.
one time.
Yeah.
So take a look at this. The atmosphere welcomes you immediately. The ambiance, the staff, the feeling that no matter who you are or what you feel like eating, they have it taken care of. That is the beauty of Springfield Grill, and its location is perfect to keep guests coming in the door.
Our owner, John McKinley, he's always picked restaurants that are kind of tucked back around hotels. And it kind of really carries you through in the slower months.
Thomas Smith started young.
Tuna tasting good?
And has created a career working for this restaurant group.
Been here about 17 years. I started off as a busboy, so I was in high school looking for a summer job, and it turned into me being general manager 17 years later.
From busboy to general manager, he has learned to walk the walk and talk the talk. And the ability to stay true to the things that make this place great has been a pillar to their success.
We've kind of found through trial and error over the years, not having the largest menu means you could do what you do very well and focus on that.
The core menu may not read like a novel, but this group of chefs has the ability to change with the season. And this year, fall feels a bit warmer thanks to the entire team.
You want to focus on seasonality, so whatever the season is, we're in the fall time now, so we're gonna see a lot of butternut squash raviolis, you're gonna see a lot of sage in the chicken dishes, the little bit heavier things that make dining in the fall so warm and comforting. He's like my dad.
And if you ever have a question as to what something tastes like, well, eating is believing, and their staff takes it seriously.
One of my favorite dishes is the chicken marsala. It's absolute favorite. It's my mother and father's favorite too. And then if I'm going toward a steak, ribeye is probably my favorite steak. And then the specials are kind of the where the chefs get to shine a little bit, and they could throw their creativity into everything, and it's just really a good environment. And then the servers get to try all the specials every night, so they could try them and sell it to the guests.
As your entree arrives, take note, Steel Light is there with you in ways that Thomas and his entire team are thankful for.
Just like if you're an artist, you have your canvas, the different plates are the background, the backdrop of what we're putting our dishes on, and different plates let the food fall differently, and it creates a different experience every time.
And sometimes, good food only takes a backseat to kindness.
Steel Light is a fantastic product, it never chips. And as far as their service as a company, it's second to none. They've gone above and beyond in every aspect of running a business and working with us that I could ever ask for. And they're extremely friendly. You call them, you get a real live person answers the phone, they ask you how you're doing, and then you get down to business and they take care of you. I mean, it's hard to find these days when you're calling any company.
Well, the Springfield Grill always looks good. You and me.
These are the original mirrors from the 20s from Idora Park.
Wow.
Yeah, not flattering.
No.
Then or
not
now.
At all.
Then
not
or
at
now.
all. But you know what's really cool?
What?
Downtown Youngstown.
Yeah, and Sean Posey was able to hook up with a tour that kind of talked about the downtown architecture.
Twice a year, in conjunction with Metro Monthly editor Mark Pago, I co-host a Downtown Youngstown History and Architecture Tour. It's an opportunity for residents to learn more about architectural preservation, history, and the city's cultural heritage. We touch on everything from the importance of city planning to the evolution of architectural styles and the history of downtown's palatial theaters. Tours begin on Central Square, where the financial district's skyscrapers frame the Civil War Soldier Monument, the oldest surviving structure in the central business district. Over the past decade, the downtown has experienced a revival, and iconic structures like the Stambaugh Building have been repurposed. It is now home to the Hilton Doubletree and Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta. The tour also touches on the history of the East Federal Business District, most of which was demolished at the end of the 1960s during urban renewal. A notable survivor of East Federal Street is the Commerce Building, once the Haber's Furniture Store, and in later years, the Youngstown Club. Now it is currently the site of one of Steelite International's experience centers, bringing a global presence to the downtown. One little-known fact about Central Square is that the North Island once played host to a branch of the public library. Designed to resemble the Butler Institute of American Art, the 14-foot-high Little Library became what the Vindicator called the outstanding feature of our public square. It contained over 5,000 books covering mostly technical subjects and served the constant stream of transit riders coming off the streetcars and later buses. Between 1923 and 1954, when it was removed, the Central Square branch circulated in excess of 2 million books. Be sure to check the Metro Monthly and metromonthly.net for future tours.
That tour brought to you by Metro Monthly. Thank you, Mark Paco, for showing us around the town.
Yeah, and if you're flipping through Metro Monthly, you might see us.
You might.
You might.
We might be in there. All right, our second installment in our interview with new Scrappers manager Coco Crisp.
We're lucky to have him.
It's really cool. Played for the Indians, played for the A's in Oakland, he played for Kansas City, and he won a championship with Boston. So I asked him, when he closes his eyes and sees him as a major leaguer, what team is he on?
I say Oakland because as a kid, Ricky Henderson was my favorite ball player. Oakland A's. I have family out in Oakland. I'm a Cali guy.
Right.
That's where I spent the most time in my career. I broadcasted there, and that's typically, for the most part, how it goes. I know I won a World Series with Boston, which I'm very grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
So it, I don't say it. I say it quickly because these are questions that you get often.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of know the answer, but they're still like, man, I love Boston and I love Cleveland. I came up with it, and my daughter, she was born in Cleveland.
Nice.
My firstborn, when I was a young ball player, my wife and I, we had our first child, and she's from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the only one that was born in the actual area that I played in. So
now that you know about managing and you know how it is in professional baseball and when you got to get here and all the stuff you have to do and the strategy and this and that,
mm-hmm.
do you think this is something you'd like to pursue? You think you'd like to keep moving up?
I enjoy it. I enjoy every aspect of baseball. I enjoy this side of it. The difference between this side and playing is where it taxes you. This is more of a mental grind. Playing is more of a physical grind. Don't get me wrong. There's some mental aspects, some physical aspects of each side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. As far as seeing myself do it, like if it comes my way,
mm-hmm.
I'm not closing any doors. Leave all the doors wide open. And if someone asks me to walk through it, why not?
Last question. You've been a part of this brand of baseball for like a month now, and you've seen it, and you've seen the guys that play and the caliber. If I'm a fan, why should I come out and watch the Scrappers play ball?
Well, you get the first look at future big leaguers for the most part altogether. It's just a bunch of all-star teams put together. When I got here, obviously you never know what you're going to expect or who you're going to have. And as far as players, you can look at the stats, but when you get out here and actually see them play, then you understand, as far as seeing these guys play, you understand why they're here. They are really good. They're really good. And You know, it's pretty impressive. I think MLB Draft League did a great job of kind of narrowing down the crop and putting a quality players, quality teams out here for scouts, for people to come out and watch. And there's a lot of guys here that have the potential to not only make it into pro ball, but make it to the next level in the major leagues. And there's, you just never know. You know, people develop at different times, but with the talent here, you just never know. You can have some guys be 15, 10, 20 year type of players. But I think one of the cool things for me is, you know, coaching at the high school and college level, at times you have to explain things more than once. You know these guys are good because as soon as you tell them, they're able to make that adjustment right away. I'm talking about all these guys, you know, and this is very impressive. You tell them one thing or give them a little tidbit and they're able to implement it or do it successfully. You're like, wow, your baseball IQ. This is why you're so good, because you can do this stuff so quickly, and that's why you've gotten better so fast to be able to play here alongside one another. But no, this is a bunch of all-star teams, and it's a really good league.
That's Laughing Lena.
Right?
Nothing to laugh about on the Scrappers. I mean, these guys are studs. If you want to check out the website, mvscrappers.com.
So these are the ones that are going to get drafted.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
Yeah, and they'll be pretty high up in the system when they do, and they'll move up pretty quick probably.
The housing market is as hot as the Scrappers.
Yeah, so we pulled aside Kelly Warren, and that'll be our home advantage segment when we come back.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
Time now for another edition of Home Advantage. Kelly Warren's here, Kelly Warren and Associates, and we thought we'd talk a little about the market and kind of hang out in somebody's condo complex. I don't think they mind, do they?
They love it.
They love it when we're here. They love when they bring Valley Spotlight here. So I'm going to get to the statistic in a second, but first I think it's important to understand the difference between market cost, market price, and market value. So why don't we explain that first?
Sure. Price is what something actually sells for. Value is what somebody perceives it to be worth.
Okay.
And then cost is what it costs to make it or maintain it. So they're not always the same thing.
Not always the same thing, and it probably differs depending on the community that the house is in.
Oh, certainly,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So I heard from a pretty reliable source that prices for homes in the Mahoning Valley have gone up in the last 6 months close to 30%, which is one of the biggest jumps in the country, maybe top 10 in the country.
Yes.
Agree or disagree?
It's true. It's not true across the board for the entire valley in every area and every price range. Certain cities and areas may have a higher climb than others, and even in a certain township, one area might climb more than another. So,
okay. What's that mean for the market? If as soon as I see that stat, what should I be thinking?
Sell your house now.
Well, it seems like maybe we've lagged behind some of the other areas in the country and we were just kind of due for a bump.
Yes, I completely agree. We have been slow growing, you know, we do that. We kind of
we're not big on change here. Let's just be honest. I still have the same haircut and the same clothes I've been wearing for years. But would you agree that we're just a little behind sometimes?
Yeah. So, you know, a good amount of, you know, the people, the articles that you read, the things that you listen to, a good amount of those are saying that we're catching up with the rest of the world and that we're long overdue for this market change. And then other people are saying that this is temporary and the market will shift back. And every so often markets shift. That's normal. So it's yet to be determined.
It's probably good for some and not so good for others. Let's talk about the sellers. It's got to be great for them, right?
Great for sellers, yes. If you're thinking about selling, now's the time. You'll get more money than ever before. We can't promise that we're going to see this same market in October or next spring or 2 years from now. So if you want a lot of money for your house, sell it today.
And this kind of coincides with the buying typically the buying time, right?
Yes. Spring is busy season. Yeah. Interest rates are low. People are out there looking for houses. There's less inventory than normal, so that means less competition for the sellers. So all around, perfect time to be a seller.
Let me ask you one more thing about being a seller first. If I just want to get my house on the market quick, do I have to revamp everything? We've talked before about let's redo the kitchen, let's do this to get a higher price, or are we now to the point where let's just get it on the market and see what happens?
Either or both.
Okay.
Anything you do to your house will bring you more money and a quicker sale, but if you want to just sell it as is, people are buying like that right now too.
Okay. Not so good, I would think, the statistic for the people buying the houses, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, you are going to pay a little bit more for a house. There's less to choose from. You might be in a multiple offer situation bidding against somebody, but interest rates are at an all-time low. So over the course of the life of your mortgage, you will pay less for the house, even buying it at a higher price, than had you bought it for $10,000 or $20,000 less and had a higher interest rate.
Totally makes sense. If you would like to get a hold of Kelly and her team, how should they do it?
Call or text 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com.
I hope you enjoyed this, another interesting edition of Home Advantage. I bet Kelly would look cool in an Idora Park hat, wouldn't she? Yeah, I think so.
This is pretty darn neat.
Yeah, how about that? Housing market jump.
30%.
Tops in the country, one of the tops. All right, let's get back to Mark.
Shall we?
And check out the test kitchen. He's testing out recipes from your past and our past too.
We're lucky to be with him.
Yes, we are. Take it away.
My case, I decided that I would just take over today and mark these floats from when we were a kid. Idora Park, remember?
Yes.
We're out there today having a good time, and they used to have floats on the menu.
I'm sure they did.
For like pennies on the dollar.
Well, these wouldn't be.
These wouldn't be.
It's a little thing called inflation.
No, and there's also called the best ingredients that you could possibly find.
From our dear friends over at Cockeye Barbecue and Cockeye Creamery. Max suggested and Eric suggested we go a couple flavors. They had some ideas in mind for us.
Yes, they did.
For these grown-up floats.
We're doing grown-up floats.
We're gonna
first.
do kids floats later.
You have a banana-ish one.
It's called King Kong.
King Kong.
King Kong. Banana ice cream with my favorite absolute Christmas treat, Buckeyes inside of it, mini Buckeyes inside of it. And you have buttermilk pie.
Buttermilk pie.
So it's buttermilk ice cream with like graham crackers crushed up inside of it.
And we're gonna make it better? How does it get much better than that?
Well, for you, I think bourbon.
Oh, okay, all right.
For me,
there you go,
I want to take
again.
that banana and I want to mix it with some vanilla. So I'm going to put some beautiful vanilla vodka with it, and we're going to add some club soda. So we're going to make floats. So why don't you go ahead, scoop up your 2 glasses.
This is hot water.
Hot water is always the key when you're scooping hard ice cream. And ours is melted a little bit because it's such high quality, it melts fast.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make a mess. I'm sorry. That's such a shame to waste it. Can I lick it off the table?
If you want to.
Holy moly. If you haven't had this ice cream yet and you haven't been out to
let's
Warren.
go double on the ice cream.
Oh, double?
Each one.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Mark. You know who's gonna love this? My mother. Do you know how
where's Mom at?
She's in Chicago right now, but she makes a root beer float for Sabina every time we go over there.
Now she makes it obviously for kids.
Yes, not like a
boozy not like
one.
us, not like boozy or bougie, as my daughter would say. So why don't you go ahead and put as much or as little as you would like. It's up to you how much bourbon you like. And bourbon and ice cream and the cream and then the club soda, it's going to be fantastic. So whether you add an ounce or if you feel like you want to get your drink on, add 2 ounces.
Is that a lot?
I think you're good.
Okay.
I think you're good.
My mom also makes a brandied ice cream. She does, yeah.
Brandy Alexander?
I don't know what it's called. She puts it in a giant Tupperware container, and people eat it so fast that it doesn't even have a chance to melt.
So it's actually ice cream, it's not the drink.
No, it's like, and you scoop it like this. But this is what it reminds me of, taking us all the way back to when we were kids.
I love it. So I'm gonna add some vanilla vodka now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be a little bit more liberal than you, and that's okay. And then we are just gonna top this up with cream soda.
I'm like,
no, with club soda.
Like this, and you go way up there.
Exactly.
Look at that, it's so fizzy, you can hear it.
I know, it's like Fizzy Pop from Willy
saying,
Wonka.
Hello, Lauren, drink me.
So now, I would say take a spoon and just give it a little twirl so all the cream and the bourbon mixes into yours, and same with the vanilla vodka with mine. And I think these are just gonna be fantastic.
Wowee kazowie.
Yes. And Max over there, they do make lactose-free ice cream.
They do?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
so
I
you
didn't
can
do
get
that
that if you have some dietary needs. And let's just take a sip, because this looks wonderful.
It does look really good.
Now, if you want to top that with whipped cream and make it even more decadent, if you want to put chocolate syrup on top of it, which would be fantastic, which I might just do right now.
Yeah, let's do
You're
going to
do some caramel. So a little chocolate syrup, just to kick up those Buckeyes even a little bit more.
Sabina would love, well,
give it a little twirl.
If she was 21, she would love this.
And what's your favorite memory? My favorite memory of growing up is root beer floats with my dad.
Root beer floats with my mom. That's why she makes them for Bina.
All right.
Cheers to you and such good memories.
I know, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
Good morning.
I could literally take you right back to your
4 o'clock
childhood
somewhere,
if
right?
you're not careful. We're going to do some kid-friendly ones when we come back. Mark, wonderful patio out here, Doubletree by Hilton. If you haven't been out here to see this property yet in downtown Youngstown, you need to. It's
and plus
really
it's a fun
special.
place to stay, especially with our friend Eric coming up with all his concerts he's going to unveil. Well, he's already unveiled quite a bit.
Yes, he has.
So I think he's
busy.
got some he's holding some back.
Sweetie. He didn't even have time for them this month. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. We don't have any inventory. Anyway.
Cheers again, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoning Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
Pets are part of the family, and at RC Compounding, their pharmacists make your pet a priority.
Pain management is a big one with animals, especially if they have cancer or like end of life. They're unable to take tablets or capsules, and we're able to customize it into a solution that an owner could administer pretty easily without, difficulty of having them swallow a tablet or capsule if they're not able to.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
Well, as promised, we were doing those awesome
grown-up floats.
Boozy floats.
Yeah, I don't think this is the wind pushing me around.
No, right? They were a little bit strong, but we also know that we have our little ones at the barbecue.
We do. And they're the most important.
Right, they really are. And to see a kid's face when they have a root beer float or a float or, a creamsicle or something like that for the first time.
Right?
It's like magic.
I remember going over, we used to have the big ice bin full, and back then we didn't have any money, so it was full of, no disrespect, Faygo, but it was inexpensive
That's
soda.
okay.
And whether it was red pop or orange pop or their root beer, that's what we use. But now we have all these fancy, almost artisanal
Hey,
soda.
Hank, what's
I
up
don't
with
know
your...
who Hank is, but his black soda look good.
Black cherry soda. You've got that one in there.
And this is my second favorite float. I love like a Roman creamsicle.
Yeah, me too.
So that's what we're gonna make.
Me too.
On my end.
Orange cream.
Well, that one's mine.
Okay, you can have that one. Fine. Oh
Cheer
my gosh.
wine.
Diet cheer wine. Whatever the heck that is. I've never.
Cheer wine's like a North Carolina thing.
I was like, I've never even heard of it, but it sounds wonderful.
It is.
And then, the diet black cherry.
Now, this is if you're going a little bit healthy with the ice cream, okay?
Okay.
But if not, then you have one that you brought in from Cleveland.
I did. Freddie and I, we went to go visit the people over at that Sweeties Candy Company.
Oh, yeah. That's
and
great.
I saw this because he's such a big fan of everything that comes from New Orleans.
Oh, God, yeah.
And
I've
saw
actually been to
this.
Abita in New Orleans.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
I don't
See?
remember much of it, but I was there. So we're going to fill these up because kids love ice cream.
Am
So
I gonna
I'm going
open
3
this?
high.
I'm
I don't
gonna
know
open
about you.
I don't even know how to do this, Mark.
Here, I'll get it for you. You go ahead and scoop.
Okay.
We'll carry over there. That's okay.
Sorry. Look at this giant thing of ice cream. Holy
And then I'm
moly.
just going to take this beautiful orange cream. So you're putting orange cream
On top
of
of-
cream.
If you don't
And
like
you want to
that.
be careful when you pour. If not, remember that
Oops.
little science experiment we had to do with the volcano?
Uh-huh. It
Yeah,
turns into
it
that
turns
really
into
quickly.
That. Look
All
at
right,
that.
I'm going 3,
What
2.
kid wouldn't be happy with that?
What adult wouldn't be happy with that? All right, let's see what this one's all about. Okay, slowly. Slowly.
That almost looks like cream soda.
What do you think? It's called King's Cake Soda.
So I don't know. Give me a little swig. King cake
Oh, is that so special? You're gonna love that.
It tastes like king cake. A little gingery, a little clovey. Oh, that's wonderful. And there's yours.
Freddie, he liked it.
Okay, and then every kid, you need to have one of these in there because the kids, they want to scoop. It's like a sundae and a float at the same time.
Scooping of
I'm
the
just
ice
going to
cream.
take a
Hold
sip. Just like when I was a kid.
This
Just like-
is so good with that soda.
Oh my God. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
Here,
gonna. It's
taste the
gonna.
creamsicle.
All right.
It's just like.
You're gonna love this. We've all been vaccinated, by the way.
Yes. Oh my God. Wonderful.
Wow. Oh, I love that.
I know, right?
Another Kathy Hermrick right there, my mama. She
Okay.
would love it.
So now, the reveal.
Everybody's gonna know that
Release that.
I did not do this because of the way
okay.
they're gonna know. I had nothing to do with it. There's my big butt. All right.
So, and I think Ron and Fred, you're going to have to taste this at one point.
Yeah.
So go ahead and taste the ambrosia.
This is
Now
this,
get in there. You got to get all the stuff. You got to get a good bite. That's a good bite.
They
That's
always
a proper
yell.
bite.
They always yell at me when I take too big of a bite. I just shove food in my
That looks
face.
so ridiculous.
All right, ready?
That looks so ridiculous. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So happy. You gonna do
Oh
this
my
straight?
gosh.
So deep, so complex, rich, creamy.
Only you. Only
I don't know
you
if
can
only
take
me.
a Mike Case challenge
My case.
and
You
turn
missed
it
out, buddy.
into something that is so memorable. These are new memories for me now. My God.
So if you wanted to make this gluten-free for your children, you could. There's recipes out there for gluten-free cakes. We do a gluten-free vanilla bean waffle here at the restaurant,
Which is
and
remarkable.
it's just as good as a waffle, just unbelievable. What I love
Look at
about
the
this,
size
it's
of this bite.
naturally sweet.
Okay.
No artificial sugars, no natural sugars. That's just all real beautiful. So let's kick up your family
Oh
4th
my
of July
gosh.
event here at home, whether you're here coming down to Bistro or at home. You can add all these grown-up touches or you can add kids touches.
I
It's
love
up to
it.
you.
He's thinking about everybody all the time, Mark. It's
We
good to
have
see
to.
you on this lovely patio.
know.
A beautiful day. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Cheers
Cheers
to you.
everybody. Have a happy and safe 4th of July to you and your families.
Welcome back. One last break here, and then we wrap things up here at the Idora Park Experience with
Thank you
Jim
so
and Toni
much.
Amey. Yeah, this is really, really cool. For people that never got to go, 3 out of
Us.
4 of us,
Yeah.
this is really, really neat for us. And I think, so what are the reactions when the people come in? I mean, does it get emotional for people sometimes?
Oh, yeah. Crying, laughing. We had 2 ladies that hadn't seen each other for 64 years. Overheard me talking to one, the other one was talking to Toni, and they said, "Wait a minute, where did you live?" They had grown up together as little girls, and then got married in their 20s and went off. Hadn't seen each other in 64 years. They're crying and hugging.
Families were here crying. Yeah, we get it all.
Yeah, it's
That-
just
Even
laughing
anger
and-
for what's missing.
Yeah.
And there are a few things that you guys still want, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What's the one thing that you really want out there?
I don't know if we should mention it, but the last holy grail really is the elephant from the Lost River.
Okay.
And
It was on the
local.
top, right?
Yes, yes.
And this is a
We'd
big
love to.
elephant.
It's the size of an elephant.
Like
Yeah.
a life-size
Yes.
elephant.
Yeah.
And a local family has it.
Yes, they do. They've had it since 1984.
Yeah, and they've shown it to people too. It's not like
Yes.
it's been hidden in their basement.
No, no, it's beautiful. They've had it restored. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have had one of the most popular things restored this
Yeah, I was going
pig.
to say, it's not like there's a shop back going on with a guy behind
For no
it.
reason.
That's the sound of the pig, right? This is Porky.
Yes.
What's Porky do?
Porky said, we don't have his voice on right now because he's loud, but Porky says, something like, I don't bite kids, I just eat paper, so, feed me some
Feed
paper.
me.
Oh,
And it really,
goes right
sucks the paper out of your hand.
So this is
And
what
you guys have paper right here for
Yeah,
people
so
that
people
are
can
coming
come
to
up.
the
We're
exhibit.
providing the trash.
and this is what
I
people
could've
would do
brought
if
my
they
own.
had trash, if they had a French fry cup or a cup of pop or whatever.
These showed up in 1967, 68. I was 9 or 10 years old, and if you see video of Idora Park prior to these showing up, there's trash all over the midway. So this was a cheap way for them. They'd buy these, and kids like me and my brother would run around picking up all the trash off the midway and feeding Porky.
We need one of these in our house.
Yeah, we could use that. We could use that for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
How did you guys get it, Toni?
Okay, so it was the most asked for thing. People would come to the museum and say, "Do you have a Porky? Do you have a Porky?" And we didn't know where one was. And then one day, out of the blue, Jim gets an email from a woman, says, "Look what I saw," and she is in Sullivan, Illinois, and there's a Porky the Paper Eater in Sullivan, Illinois. She was just driving through and saw it. Road trip, a couple of phone calls, a couple of emails. This is not the one that was in Sullivan. The woman who owned it actually allowed us to make a copy of the Porky face.
Got it.
And so Jim was able to replicate the Porky face from the original, and then he made the actual box and put it all together. We do have the original sounds from Idora Park. Those have been donated to us from Joyce A. Her husband ran the sounds at Idora Park. So when you come here on the 1st through the 4th of July, you can feed Porky, and you will hear Porky ask you to feed him.
We got a couple more minutes. I want to tell people about the book. This is your, how many books have you written now?
This is our second book, and we're working on number 3.
Okay, and it's called Misadventures, Nucked, Misadventures with the Idora Park Experience Ninja, which is kind of a character you guys made up.
It's a character we made up.
Because you guys don't make mistakes.
No, we don't, but we do have ninjas that throw us in the mud every
I
time.
need a ninja. Well, what's it about?
It's really a compilation of the stories of how we've acquired several of the artifacts and how we got started.
With some
People are always
embellishment.
asking, where did you get started? So Jim tells a real funny story, and then I tell you the truth.
Okay.
And we tell you a life lesson that we learned out of it, because this, if anything, has been a life lesson for us.
It sounds like Mike and Lauren.
Yeah.
Real funny story.
But we
and then
really
Lauren with the
don't
truth.
embellish too much. Like, our stories are that dumb that you don't even need to embellish them.
Jim's a great storyteller, but he fabricates a little bit
That's
here and there,
all right.
including the ninja,
That's
and
all
so
right.
that's what it is. It's a story of this.
Okay. If people are interested to come in next week, how should they do it? What do they do? Go online first?
They can go online. They can buy advance tickets. Our website is theidoraparkexperience.com. Or you can just show up here. It's $7.50 to show up at the gate. We're open from noon to 6 each day, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
And kids 12 and under are free.
Kids 12 and under are free. We want you to bring your kids and bring your pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, because we have an arcade and the games work, most of them, sometimes not.
That's so
and you can
fun.
actually win prizes.
Such great stuff, you guys. We appreciate the invite out here, and really, we just invited ourselves to be.
We kind of did. Yes, that's what we do.
Anytime.
But everyone's welcome at the Idora Park Experience, so.
Thank you, guys.
Tell folks how they watch the show.
Oh, it's really simple. ValleySpotlight.com, right here on the WBCB. Download our Roku channel. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over the place. It's like a bad penny. We turn up somewhere, right?
That's right. Our retromercial this week is an old game thing that my dad and I made. I can still remember him pouring the cement, for heaven's sakes. It was really cool. It's called the Johnny Bench Batter Up. Hope you loved the show this week. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We had a
Thanks so
great
much.
time.
Have a good day.
And it's another homer for Johnny Bench.
I've always believed you should do the best you can. That's why I feel good about recommending Batter Up to the parents of Little Leaguers. It's the best kind of batting practice for youngsters. It improves timing and helps develop a level swing. My name's on Batter Up, and I believe in it. I won't promise it'll make your youngster a big leaguer, but you never know.
Batter Up by Fonus, the good sports.
Make them quick.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.